191st day of heroic resistance of Ukraine. It is Natalia, and we continue a series of our briefings at Media Center Ukraine. For over a week, we have a traveling pottery workshop functioning in our libraries. Ukraine as Eldorado of the future ceramic panel. This is where artworks are being made. So I would like to invite Vasyl, director of the Lviv Centralized Children's Library System. Vasyl, please, could you tell us more about this initiative for children and for Lvivites? I want to welcome everyone. Glory to Ukraine. It's a great opportunity for all of us to welcome a guest, an artist, Pascal Woestelandt. He's a well-known artist, ceramic artist in Luxembourg and in France, and he's an author of very many interesting projects. For over 30 years of his life, he's been working with children, and throughout his career, Pascal has made very many unique sculptures and statues, and it is part of art therapy. He thinks that it is very useful for children to do arts actually and to create a lot. When an all-out war started in Ukraine, the artist decided also to be very proactive, and he supported protests to support Ukraine. He was really impressed by hostilities and those images that he saw of destructions of our healthcare facilities being struck. That is why it served as an impetus to initiate some kind of an art project with the involvement of Ukrainian children. Pascal thinks that children can and they should save the world. He went to Poland. There he met IDPs as well as children who are staying in Poland. He started his projects there. And then for over 1 week, he's been working with our children. There has been a series of workshops in our centralized library system. And it's very important to show by means of arts to the world what Ukraine is. The idea of the artist is to make, together with children, a piece of art using Ukrainian traditional colors. Later, it will make a map of Ukraine, and then there will be some lines which will be complemented by tiles made by children from other countries. So he really wants children of 198 countries to be united in this project because our future depends on our children. Children become adults, they take leverage, they manage many things. It's very important that they really deal and that they can overcome totalitarian regimes. And I would like to invite our ceramic artist, the author of this international project, Eldorado of Ukraine as Eldorado of the future. Could you please tell us more about this project that you are having in Ukraine? So could you please tell us more about this traveling pottery workshop? What are some other places? I'm a French artist and a Luxembourg artist. I came to Lviv in these difficult times and I arrived here for the sake of children. Ukraine is being devastated and there is a great threat to Ukraine's future. Children are the future of the world. Russian, French, Luxembourg, children are the future of the countries they represent. They want peace and they become victims of one person in this world, and this person is Vladimir Putin. And this is not normal when one person decides the fate of millions of people and is ruining the world by committing such actions. The only decision that we can take is to listen to children because children strive for peace, and it is with children that we can deal with this great threat which comes from Putin. I arrived to Ukraine because I saw Ukrainian schools being bombarded. You cannot really drop bombs on Ukrainian schools, it's something impossible. And the richest person of Russia, Putin, cannot dictate his rules and impact all other nations. We have to do everything possible. And here I would like to appeal to Russians to stop Putin. Well, Pascal, what about the concept of this project? Could you tell us more about this project, about the very process? I work with children and I want to have a piece of art dedicated to peace. It is an arts panel here. You can see how it actually looks, this mural. And it is for peace that we want to make this big mural together with Ukrainian children. And around this piece of art, we also want to have more tiles made by children from all other countries of the world who really want to have peace. And this way, we will have some two, three tiles from each country, and they will become part of this general mural. It is a traveling workshop. So, what about an itinerary? What about the countries that you have already visited? What are your plans for the future? I'm working in Luxembourg. I teach at schools. Luxembourg is a European center when we talk about well ceramic arts, and I also have different courses and classes in Lille in France. And there is this social center for the youth. And everywhere children they get very sentimental and they have tears in their eyes when they learn that schools can be bombarded. And my students and also students from other workshops, some 25, 30 children, they want to do something for this project. And that is why they're engaged in this project. They make these tiles for Ukraine. I'm really happy to have an opportunity to be here in Ukraine. I I have opened a great space for creativity, for children, for adults. I see great prospects as far as the recovery of Ukraine is concerned. And I think that in the future, Russians should pay for this recovery. Russian oligarchs should arrest, detain Putin. All of them should be brought to justice with international tribunal as it happened after World War II. Thank you for your words. What about the process? The process as a form of art therapy. You work with children, you help them. What about this type of therapy and art therapy? How does it help children? Maybe there are some impressions or memories that children are sharing with you. Well, children are growing up, they're being raised by children together with children, and there are different artistic traditions like pottery, ceramic arts, which are also part of it. This is one of the means to shape yourself as personality, to build your personality. They're happy. They always smile after creating something, even when they come and have tears in their eyes when they're upset. And we also went to one of the collective centers, and we saw those children there because all children they want peace. We also have some participants of this project. I would like to ask you, could you share your impressions? What is it that you like most about this art therapy? And could you please introduce yourself first? Hello, my name is Olana, and I really liked working on this. It's difficult for me to put it into words. It was so exciting for me to be part of this. Lanka, could you tell us more about what you created? Well, here you can see the style. And here you can see the sun, peace. What does it mean for you? What did you want to get across by this? Peace, it's all about peace. Good afternoon. I have never worked with pottery before, but when the possibility emerged, I was really happy as it was something new. It's always interesting. And when I attended this workshop, I realized that when you work with clay, it's so interesting, it's so exciting. And the works that I want to present to you, I made them. This process is very a- unusual, and Pascal did a great job because he worked with all of us. He showed each and every of us how to work with different techniques, how to make our piece of art an interesting one. That is why it seems to me that these murals that we made, this is such a cool idea because in the future it can become an exhibit and it will look very interestingly. And could you please tell us your name? And then another question that I wanted to ask: if you had a possibility to talk to children from other countries and to share with them how you feel today, what would you tell them? I'm Roxolana. If I had a possibility to talk to children from other countries, I think that I would tell them about the situation in Ukraine. And I think that all Ukrainians in these very difficult times for Ukraine are seeking some support and assistance, well, from children, from artists, from adults, from other countries. And I think that if these children could be here with us, it would be of interest to join us making arts. And despite the fact that they're not in Ukraine, I think that they can still feel what all Ukrainian children are feeling, those who fled their homes, those who were forced to live in other cities. Well, Pascal, could you tell us more about the number of these tiles which should make this bigger piece of art, and what about the plan for the future for this mural? It's only children who make this mural, who support peace. And it could potentially have 198 tiles. Well, roughly, well, or it could be 197. These tiles are to be made by children from different countries. These tiles will surround all those tiles made by Ukrainian children, because we all remember that all of these children, they want peace. There will also be art school students participating in this project from Lviv, from Berlin, from Luxembourg, and from many other places of the world. They will have a possibility to join this project and also to contribute with their tiles to this project. But all of them will go around the central part about Ukraine. And the last question that I wanted to ask, so you will travel with this mural, or maybe you will go back to your country. What are you going to tell people about what you saw in Ukraine? What are your messages that you would like to share with them? Well, what I have is the only thing I have is my time and my efforts that I can apply. But when I go back to Luxembourg, I will address representatives of Luxembourg and other countries, and I will say that we have to do everything possible to prevent World War III, because day after day, Putin is moving towards his end the same way as Hitler did. And I think that Russians and the international community can stop this. We have to take immediate actions right now. Thank you. So we have Vasyl Kmet with us, the head of the Centralized Library System of the city of Lviv, a historian, and Pascal Woestelandt, a ceramic artist from Luxembourg and author of an international project, Ukraine as Eldorado for the future. Thank you so much for this meeting. I just wanted to remind you that that was the last meeting for today. Please follow us on resources of Media Center, and let's stay together.